wasallam. In one hadith, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, "Wajabat mahabbati lil mutahabbin fiyya." That my muhabbat and my love becomes compulsory upon those people who they love each other only for the sake of Allah. Only for the sake of Allah. The muhabbat is for no personal gain. It is for no monetary gain. It is only for the sake of Allah. That they have muhabbat for one another. Then we will see how this entire world, the picture of this world will change if you learn this one lesson of muhabbat and love. And inshallah, just end on this one incident. Once I had met one doctor who was working in a King Edward hospital. And he mentioned to us one incident that there was one nurse, one male nurse that was working with them, used to assist them on the operations and that it should take place. And he says this nurse, this male nurse, he was quite interested in Islam. And he would always ask certain questions and he would inquire about Islam. So this doctor says that I myself, I didn't know too much about Deen or know too much about Islam. So one day I decided, let me bring him to the Melanson Road Masjid and bring him to meet HadhratMaulana Yunus Patel Sahab Rahmatullahi Alayh. So he said, I brought this youngster and I got him to meet HadhratMaulana. See, HadhratMaulana showed him so much of muhabbat and so much of love that on that first mulaqat, on that first meeting, that person immediately he accepted Islam on HadhratMaulana's hands. And he says, after that Maulana took him to the office there in the back and he told him, normally I sit here, I'm giving you open permission whenever you want, you come and you meet me. And he says, this youngster, I seen him after that his whole life began changing. He would make sure he would attend the programs on Thursday night at the Melanson Road Masjid. And he would meet Hazrat Maulana. And he says, at times I used to notice him in the hospital. He would be sitting in one corner with one kitab, and he would be reciting, he would be reading one book that Hazrat Maulana would give him. And he would be engaged in this. And he says, one Sunday morning, I remember coming to the Melanson Road Masjid. And as I was walking at a distance, I noticed one youngster with kurta and topi and hijab he was wearing and coming to the masjid. So as I got closer to give him a lift, I noticed it was the same nurse that was working with us in the hospital. So he said, I stopped to give him a lift. I told him, jump in, I'm going to the masjid. So he told me, doctor, you carry on. Maulana told us that if you walk and go to the masjid, there's more sawab in walking than going with the car. So you carry on. He said he came walking to the masjid. And he says, to our surprise, a few weeks later, on one Friday morning, we got the news that this youngster passed away. See, I phoned up Hazrat Maulana immediately and mentioned to him that Maulana, this boy passed away. See, Maulana was deeply affected. And he came himself, he took part in the ghusl. And Maulana himself performed the janaza salah. And he said that the Qabristan, Hazrat Maulana Rahmatullahi Alayh made such a dua where Maulana cried. But all of this here was because of that muhabbat and that love that Hazrat Maulana showed to this youngster that brought him onto this level. If we can also learn this lesson of love and muhabbat, the people around us, we can show them that muhabbat and that love. People are thirsty for Islam. People are thirsty to find the haqq and find the truth. But many a times it is perhaps because of our cold attitude towards people that we distance them away from the masjid, distance them away from Islam. Inshallah, if we can learn this lesson of muhabbat, we'll see how this whole world will change, inshallah. And everything we touch will turn to gold. May Allah give us tawfiq. Akhir da'wah.